What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new episode from CA Buildz. Today we're back in our Tesla Model 3. I got this thing wrecked off of Copart. If you guys haven't seen the first video yet, I'll link it down below. But this thing is pretty smashed, and in today's video I want to just dig right into it, tear it all apart, and see what we're working with. All right, guys, here it is. If this is the first time seeing this Model 3, this is what we're working with. This quarter panel is completely smashed in there. Hopefully it's nothing too crazy. We can just get it replaced and get it going, but we do have some suspension damage right here. If you look at the wheel, you can see it smashed that way. So we're only gonna know what's really going on once we take off the wheel, and we're gonna do that today. What I need to do is raise it up, put on some jack stands, and someone did take my jack stands and never brought them back, so now we're gonna have to go buy some new ones. But I just wanna lift it up, take off this wheel, see what we have going on over there, because I know there will be broken control arms and whatnot. Take off the bumper, maybe the trunk lid, and just get the whole parts list going. Just kind of see exactly what we need, so when I go buy the parts, I can just buy everything at once and not go back and forth. Look at that guy, and he's mobbing. But yeah, what we're gonna do right now, we're just gonna run to the store, get some jack stands, and get the sucker lifted. All right, guys, check it out. So we made it back home. We got our jack stands right there. I got the jack just to hold it up, just in case. And I got this wheel off, and check it out right here. So right off the bat, you can see these guys right here are not supposed to be broken in half, obviously. So these are broken. Those are completely bent. It's supposed to be like that, but look at that. And then the one on the bottom, and there's a couple more like that guy right there. Can't really see. It's supposed to be straight. This is the sway bar link, completely broken off. So all the components here are just destroyed. I mean, this shock, it's damaged right there, so we're probably gonna have to replace the shock too. This lower control arm might be good, but I'm probably just gonna get a whole assembly and just replace everything. Might as well, because you're gonna put it together, then find out something else is damaged, you're gonna have to replace that. And I took off this wheel on this side just so we have something to reference off of. Everything right here is perfect on this side. You could, this wheel is falling on me, but you can see everything over here. So this is how it's all supposed to be. This one's supposed to be completely straight. That one's supposed to be this angled that way, and on the other side all of them are pushed out. So all these brackets, they're all twisted, and this is part of the subframe, I believe. Yep, it's all part of the subframe, and that's our motor right there for the rear wheel drive. Let me go show you guys on this side now. So if you look here, you have to take off this fender liner and everything. This one is supposed to be completely straight like this, but that bracket is completely twisted. And then this bracket right here is supposed to be showing this way like that, but it got completely twisted that way. And that one got twisted too. So all the brackets that hold the control arms on the subframe right here, they all got twisted. You can probably pull those out, but it's just a big pain, so we are gonna have to replace that subframe. As sad as it is, as much work as it is, we are gonna have to replace that. There's gonna be a whole bunch of fun, because that is the motor right there. That's the main motor for the rear wheel drive, and it sits on the subframe. I think it sits on the subframe. So we're gonna have to hold that up somehow to drop the subframe, and it's gonna be a whole bunch of fun. But the brakes, the caliper, the fluid, I think is still in here. This line does not look like it's busted unless it's busted somewhere in there. We're gonna have to take it all apart just to see. This wiring looks fine. This little bracket that holds it is busted. But other than that, it doesn't look too crazy. I'm gonna start tearing it apart. I'm gonna take off the fender liner, all the covers underneath the car. Just take apart as much as we can so we can have a better image of what it looks like under there. But we already know we need a whole bunch of suspension parts. And this wheel right here is actually not in terrible shape, but it's not worth fixing. Like, look on the back side, there are 2 big dents right there. That one. And then I seen one somewhere else. Oh, right there. There's another dent right there. And it has a whole bunch of curb rash right there. So we are gonna get a new wheel. This tire still might be good. I think it's just flat because the wheel is bent right there. But the tire, other than that, doesn't look like it's ripped anywhere. But we'll see. We might just get a whole new set of wheels and tires. I'm not sure 100% what I'm gonna do because all 4 wheels do have a little bit of curb rash on them. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna do there yet. But now let's just dig right back into it, take it all apart, and just kind of see what else we have going on underneath all that. All right guys, I got the fender liner off, got some covers off, and I think I found the main reason why some of the electronics don't work in the car. Like the mileage does not show what the mileage is, and the car does not start because the brakes didn't work for some reason. And yes, I'm super dirty and it's like 100 degrees out here, but let me show you what I'm talking about. We got the fender liner right there, and it's like in a couple pieces because I had to cut it out because everything here was smashed in. And this piece right here, I kind of just pulled out with my hands. It's pretty weak metal. Like, look at this thing, it just bends wherever you want it to. But take a look inside of it here. So this is the second piece of the structure of the quarter panel, and this is a little harder. I can't just pull it out. I might connect it to a truck and yank it out like that, but the strut is bent. You can see it good now. Look at that right there. It's completely bent like a banana. So we will need a new shock. But take a look at this. So this is all our wiring going to the ABS sensor, to the brakes. Connects over there, goes here, and then shabang. It got completely ripped off like that. So this piece was right here, and all of these wires, everything got completely cut in half. So this is a whole bunch of electronics and everything that's supposed to work, which doesn't work. And now take a look in here. So all of this is supposed to be in the trunk, but it's all smashed over here and opened up already. And the other problem we had with the Tesla is that it doesn't charge. I tried charging it right there, and this is why, because these wiring, this is some kind of computer that goes to the charging port, and it is completely destroyed. So once we replace this, I'm almost positive that this thing will start charging again. And these wires over here seem pretty good, but I am gonna have to go over all of them, make sure there's nothing broken or damaged in there. This wire seems good as well. I will have to solder all these together, and if I solder these, I'm pretty sure the car is gonna start, and we are probably gonna see what the mileage is. The mileage, I'm not 100% sure yet. We might have to reset something, but we're gonna have a lot more working components after we do this. And take a look at this. So this is our main rear frame, and it did take a little hit right there. I don't think that it went anything further than this little structure piece. I don't think the whole car twisted or anything, because the damage is not bad at all. This little piece is just gonna get pulled out a little bit, and the quarter panel will get replaced. Everything over here is not too bad. The wheel kind of pushed it in a little bit over here and it scraped it off. But other than that, let's see what's behind that. It's just some kind of structure piece. Take a look at this thing. But other than that, everything else here looks pretty good. I mean, the subframe does need to get replaced. You can see it a lot better now. There's a whole bunch of twisted brackets and whatnot, and our spring fell off the spot where it's supposed to sit, so everything just kind of shifted that way. And man, this subframe is gonna be a big pain to replace. Let me show you guys underneath the car. I took off the main cover right here, and that is the rear-wheel drive engine. So this whole thing is probably gonna have to get dropped to replace the subframe, and that's gonna be a whole bunch of fun. But everything else is looking good. The tub looks like it's in good condition. I don't see any damage on it, but the back bracket right there will probably have to get replaced. It's all ripped off over here. And once we take off the bumper, we'll get a better look at that. But other than that, it's not looking too terrible. I know I'm gonna have to solder these wires right now and then see what's working inside and what's not. But for now, I am gonna take off the rear bumper and just take apart as much as I can over here. All these covers as well, they're attached to the bumper. Open up the trunk lid and just take apart as much as we can to see what else we got going on in there. Alrighty guys, check it out. We got most of the car disassembled on the exterior right here, and now you could pretty much see everything clearly. So just going out back over here, the actual trunk tub looks like it's in good shape, other than this broken bracket over here that we'll have to weld. This holds the bumper, or that cover underneath the bumper right there. But everything else over here is pretty much as we thought. If we look on the interior right here, let me take this phone off of the stand so I could show you guys. But if you look on the interior right here, this is basically the charging port and everything going to the charger, and it's somewhat disassembled, or I mean it broke during the accident. And this is that computer that we are missing. Well, not missing, that's broken. So after we replace this, I'm pretty sure it's gonna charge. I'm gonna look into what this computer actually does. But this whole port over here, we have broken tabs and wires and whatnot, so we will probably have to replace that, or some pieces at least connecting to it. I couldn't take this cover off because we do have to take out the seats, and I'll probably do the interior seats in the next video. But check this out. After we pulled out the quarter panel a little bit by hands, this door actually opened up, and it's not in bad shape at all. So right here, we just got a little scuff, which we'll have to sand down and paint, but there's no damage right there. All we'll have to do is fix it down here a little bit and it'll be all good, which is a very big plus. We do not have to change this door. I don't really like messing with doors anyway, doing door panels and whatnot. And then looking on this pillar right here, it's not bad at all, but we will have to cut it somewhere down here. Is there a buckle right there? No, that's not a buckle, but we'll have to cut it somewhere right here. So all of this interior, everything over here, will have to get disassembled. I'll probably do that in the next video. Everything will have to come out here, and then we'll probably cut it somewhere right there, I think. Oh, this seam comes off right here, so that's probably where we'll do it, and maybe cut it like right here. I'll talk to the frame guy and see what's better to do right here, but I'm not gonna take off the trunk just yet. I don't want it laying around. We'll do that when it gets to the frame shop. But what I want to do right now is actually go ahead and solder all of these wires together right here. So I'm gonna clear all these wires, clean them up, and then solder them together. I actually bought this pretty cool tool to do it with, and that will probably be the last thing for this video. So let's get these wires soldered up and maybe even see if this sucker starts and shows the miles. Well guys, we're finally done, and that took way longer than it should have. Check out all of these wires that had to get soldered back together, but these are all done. Everything here is put together. We're just gonna have to wrap this all nice and clean so it looks good right here. But technically now our car should start, because there was wiring going to the brakes and the brakes wouldn't engage. so the car wouldn't start. But now if we put a jumper pack, the car should start, and we should probably see the mileage on the car. So it's gonna be the first time I find out the mileage. I don't know until now. Well, I don't even know if I'll find out today, but we're not gonna do that today. I'll show you guys in the next video. Now I'll play a little game with you guys. Now comment down below what you guys think the mileage is on this car, and whoever gets it right, it doesn't have to be to the exact miles, it just has to be in the 1,000-mile range. Whoever gets it right, I will personally send him 20 bucks. So yes, just comment down below until I upload the next video, which will probably reveal how much miles the Tesla has, and I'll personally Cash App Zelle you 20 bucks. So that'll be pretty cool. But that will be a wrap for today's episode. And the next one, we'll probably go start parts shopping, maybe get some suspension parts, and maybe even put it on wheels. Who knows? But thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for all the love and support, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.